On this week's show, I'm flying into Brace Lake Outfitters in Ontario's Algoma region. My goal is to stick a big black bear with the bow, maybe get in some walleye and pike action too. And from what lodge owner Kyle Pileski tells me, the odds are good.
Hey, I've been fishing in Ontario for well over 40 years and have some great fishing memories, not to mention some very close friends. Ontario has some of the best multi-species freshwater fishing in the world. Ontario has a special place in my heart. The Ontario experience captures all of this and more as hosts Troy Linder and Sjodin explore new places, meet some authentic characters, and experience world-class fishing and hunting along the way. The Ontario experience is the next best thing to going on the adventure yourself, and who knows, this unique show just might give you some ideas for your next fishing or hunting trip.
When you're packing equipment for an Ontario fly and bear hunt, you got to keep in mind there are weight restrictions on these float planes. So be smart. You don't need a lot of stuff, you just need the right stuff. Depending on the type of aircraft and number of passengers, weight restrictions will dictate how much hunting and fishing gear you are allowed. Always check with your outfitter ahead of time to avoid having to leave any gear behind. Kyle!
Ty, how are you? Good
Nice
to see you.
meet you.
Welcome. Pleasure.
Just pulled the keys out of the truck, jumped on the float plane, flew into Brace Lake Outfitters. We're on a fur and fins experience. First I'm going to grab my bow, try to get a big old bear. If that's not enough, I'm going to jump in the boat with this guy. We're going to try to catch some pike, walleyes, or whatever bites the end of our line. Let's get this going, right?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go. The trip to Brace Lake was a quick 50-minute flight from Nakina, Ontario. While it's far past the end of the road, the accommodations, food, and service is truly top-notch. Then there's the scenery. Breathtaking. Getting ready to head out to the stand. Hey, make sure that when you're going on these flyouts, you have a hard case. And even with hard cases, there's always a chance that your sights are going to get bumped. So do yourself a favor, you're spending a lot of money. Practice before you head to the stand. I practice 2-3 rounds before I head out every single day. So do yourself a favor. Practice, practice, practice. You don't want to wound an animal. I'm going to do some shooting. When you're talking about practice like anything else, you want consistency. You want to be shooting your bow exactly at the target as you would be in the stand. Typically I'm taking my quiver off in the stand. So that's exactly what I want to do when I'm practicing. There's a weight distribution, your angle, your muscle memory is all a part of this equation. So I always take the quiver off when I'm shooting. Saw a big bear on camera, got my practicing in. I actually feel really confident. Can't wait to get out there, I'm so anxious. When you see an animal that big, I mean, I just want to shoot an adult bear, but that thing is huge. There's always nerves. You try to recreate what you're doing now, you're always obviously thinking about that animal right now, especially when you see it on camera, you see a picture of it, all that stuff's going through your mind. The nerves are there, but let the adrenaline take over. It's a home run because there's nothing better than this. Almost there. I mean, anticipation right now is at an all-time high. I haven't been in the stand yet this year. It's actually a little earlier, a couple weeks earlier than I typically am. The weather has turned in our favor. It's cooling off. We've had some overcast skies. We've got bears on camera that are coming during daylight hours. I mean, just thinking about it, this pumper is going full speed. And I can't wait to get out there. Big game hunting, it's tough to beat. This segment is brought to you by Tourism, Northern Ontario. One of the benefits of going on a bear hunt is you're typically hunting in the evenings. The bears, you can pretty much target them through cameras and pretty much know when they're coming in. So with that benefit, you get to spend some time on the water, catch some fish in the mornings, head to the bear stand in the evenings. It's kind of a full experience. So how'd you get into fly fishing?
Well, I grew up on the North Shore Lake Superior, and it's primarily trout there. There's walleye and pike, but not like trout and salmon. And when there would be a hatch on, it wouldn't matter what you were using, spinners, worms, they needed that bug.
Yep.
So it was frustrating. So I learned at a young age that fly fishing sometimes was the only way.
There, we got it that time. There we go. Boil.
Better fish.
It's a little better, huh? That's better. Nice fish. Sweet. Nothing wrong with that one, huh?
No, that's a start.
Oh! It's right below us, too.
Right below.
Big school of walleyes. Brace Lake is one of those remarkable waters where multi-species action comes easy and quick. Cast towards shore for pike or simply drop straight down for walleyes, all from one location. Definitely a fun morning with good company, gorgeous scenery, and of course, a bend in the rod. There we go.
Better? Looks better.
Oh, jeez. There's a nicer one. It's been a great day of walleye fishing. Caught some nice pike too. Got to fish with my buddy Kyle. But you know what? These are fun, but I saw some pictures of some big bear and I gotta get out there. Let's get back to the lodge. There. Speaking of the lodge, it's pretty incredible what Kyle and Terry have done with this place. Hard to believe, but they run the whole show from top to bottom and are chasing a 2-year-old around at the same time. The menu is top-notch, a big attraction with their many repeat guests. Absolutely 5-star from appetizers through dessert. As far as the surroundings, it's unspoiled wilderness as far as the eye can see. Absolutely gorgeous. Heading back to the stand. Still extremely confident and excited for a big bear to come in. I was talking to Kyle earlier today and he said a lot of times they got bears that are coming in every day, and it seems like more times than not, the first time you sit, you don't see one. Next time, all of a sudden they start showing up. So that's where we're heading. That's what we're feeling. That's what we're thinking. There's nothing like an Ontario black bear hunt with a super knowledgeable guide like Kyle. I hadn't seen an animal yet, but I was on cloud 9. This segment is brought to you by Go Hunt Ontario. It didn't take long before a bear came in to investigate. Although it wasn't the animal we had seen on camera, I was on adrenaline overload. This particular bear had some really interesting markings, almost like a heart of white fur on its chest. I waited for the animal to move for a perfect kill shot, but it just didn't happen. Still, from what we had seen on camera, I knew there was a good chance we would see other animals, even bigger bears.
It was exciting. My adrenaline was going Mach 1 for sure. It's our first adventure in the stand for the year, and I remembered what my adrenaline was all about. You gotta talk yourself down again.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's why you do it, in my opinion.
Trying to get a few shots in before I head out to the bear stand. We got one more sit. First couple times out, didn't see a bear. Barrel wasn't tipped over when we got there. My whole thought process yesterday when we went out for the third time was, all I want to do is see that barrel tipped over, because I know then there's bears in the area. Sure enough, barrel was tipped over. Kyle grabbed the card and said, I'll see you back at camp. I'll pick you up and we'll see you back at camp. We'll see what's on the card. Hopefully you guys see something. Lo and behold, we got our first encounter last night. Nice bear. Nice bear, beautiful adult bear. Just about got a shot at it. Actually came around. I thought he was gonna climb my cameraman's tree. Ran out of daylight. Kyle picked us up. We came back and looked at the footage. It's pretty cool footage we got. But he pulled up the chip, showed us a huge adult black bear that came in at 1:30 in the afternoon. So guess what we're doing today? Gonna get a few shots in. We're going out early. We're gonna spend extra time in the stand tonight. We're gonna get there about 1 o'clock. We're gonna spend a few extra hours in the stand, and hopefully he comes by. We're not gonna let any chance go by this time. This is our last chance, last sit for this trip. Kyle's bait program is super minimal. A little bit of bread, dog food, and cereal is all it takes at Bracelet Outfitters. Downsizing food over the season keeps those bears hungry and active.
I think it's going to be a great afternoon. Bear's going to read the script. He's going to come in on key. And Ty's not going to miss. That's all we can ask for. No pressure.
It's really interesting. I mean, you always should always listen to your guide. I mean, we didn't see anything the first two sits. Talked to Kyle about it, and he was like, you know, a lot of times you bait them, they're coming in every day, you put somebody in the stand. It's like the bears take 2 days off. Just like clockwork yesterday, took 2 days off and boom, showed up the third day. So always listen to your guide. Don't ever second guess them, because they've been doing this a long time and they know what they're doing. Second day in a row, the barrel's been tipped over. Yesterday that was good news. The thing is yesterday the barrel was tipped over by a real big one. So I don't know if he got in here early or that bear that we saw last night came back. But the great news is we've got bears that are in the area that are actively using this bear site, or this bait site. So I feel confident about getting a bear. He's getting a shot at one.
For fans of big game, Ontario offers some of the world's finest black bear hunting opportunities. There's lots of animals and some giants too. Hey, here's a question for you. How was Ontario's all-time record black bear harvested? A .35 Remington, archery, a vehicle, or a crossbow? We'll give you a moment to think it over and have the answer when we come back. So how was Ontario's all-time record black bear harvested? If you guessed a vehicle, you're right. In 2005, Northwest Ontario's Rocky Bessick was following a truck that collided with a giant black bear. The driver wasn't interested in the bear, so Bessick laid claim to it. No easy task. It took a tow truck and many men to remove the giant from the road. Just how big was it? The weight was estimated between 700 and 800 pounds. Hey, the skull measured a massive 22 1/16 inches, ranking it with some of the largest black bears in the world.
Did you see? That was the big bear from the other night, from yesterday at 1 o'clock on the camera. We came back. Holy cow. I was sitting here and I'm like looking, I got this pine tree right in front of me. And I'm like looking going, looks like there's something black behind it. All of a sudden I say, oh, yeah, go on, like John. It's very respectful. That was awesome. Now it's time to be patient. I gotta sit here and wait it out. We gotta give Kyle a call and we have plenty of time to go get him.
We give the boys a satellite phone, and we just got the call that we got a bear down. There wasn't much word spoken, so we don't know if it's a big one, a small one, or one we've never seen before, but we should be there in about 10 minutes and we'll find out.
We gotta find it, but it looked like a great shot. Tracking a wounded bear can be difficult. Keying in on hair and blood is important, but even better is having the assistance of a seasoned guide like Kyle.
We're on the trail, finding blood, but we haven't gone down yet. Yeah, you never wanna lose an animal. But it's always tough when a million things go through your head. But as long as we keep finding blood, we're fine. But the worst feeling in the world, not knowing if you put the animal down.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. To go from not knowing to finding your bear is probably the best feeling. When you find it, it's like the biggest weight off your shoulders that you can absolutely imagine.
This guy is a master tracker, that's all I gotta say.
Good job.
I can't wait to go see it.
Nice bear.
Can't wait to go see it. Let's go take a look at this thing.
I would be proud of it.
This is a Brace Lake Outfitters Ontario experience. Holy cow.
That was the coolest thing that I've experienced in a long, long time. A long, long time. What a beautiful bear. That thing came in perfect. Absolutely perfect. I had time to stand up, get ready. He walked in there. Kyle was right. These big old bear walk in like they own the place, and he did. He's like had no fear, nothing at all. Look at that thing. What a beautiful bear. Beautiful animal. I'm so proud. So proud. Thanks a lot, Kyle, for everything you did on this trip. You made it happen. 100%. I mean, I started having doubts in my head. It all goes through everybody's head when you don't see animals come to the location, and you're seeing them on your camera. Are you doing something wrong? Are they smelling you? And Kyle said sometimes they just take a couple nights off, and they've been coming in. So he was 100% right. You're awesome, man. You are awesome. If you get a chance to come hunt with this guy, it's a serious privilege. And it's been an honor. It really has, Kyle. It's been an honor.